So today we're going to make kale chips, which is always a huge request. People love them and want to know how to make them at home. I use a dehydrator to make mine, which is really quick and simple, but you can also use the oven, and I'm going to explain both to you. Kale is one of my most favorite foods. If you follow my blog, you know how nutritious it is. Tons of vitamins, tons of minerals, just all around an excellent food. With the kale, we're going to use nutritional yeast, which is really high in protein and B vitamins. Garlic, an excellent antioxidant, really good to be using a lot of this as we move into the cold and flu season. Sea salts, which again, if you read my blog, know are really rich in vitamins and minerals. High mineral content in pink sea salt. Olive oil, we've got the good fats, the monosaturated fats, and then some lemon juice, which is great for cleansing, detoxification, and also high levels of vitamin C. So moving into cold and flu season, this is a really great recipe to have on hand. Once you have them, you're going to become completely addicted. You're not going to want any kind of chip again. So I start by taking a bunch of kale and ripping the leaves off till they get to be about this size. Bigger is fine because they're going to shrink up when they're either in the oven or the dehydrator. To this I add about 5 tablespoons of olive oil. You know, it's really up to you how much oil and the other ingredients you want to put on. You're going to want to flavor it to the taste that you like. I use about a teaspoon of sea salt, 2 cloves of crushed garlic, and about 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I go ahead and take half of 1 lemon squeezed, add the lemon juice, and I wash my hands really well before I do this, because then I'm going to take my hands, and what I do, just because I find it the easiest way to do it, just kind of go in and massage the kale and get all of those ingredients spread around evenly. So like I said, you might want it to taste a little cheesier, in which case you're going to want to add more of the nutritional yeast because it does lend itself to a bit of a cheesy flavor. And you might want to do a little bit less lemon juice. It's really up to you. Okay, some people like them a little saltier too. If you're putting them in the oven, you're going to lay them flat on a baking sheet, put them in at about 425 degrees. I would say no more than 15 minutes, but just keep checking them. It'll get to this nice crispy consistency and they'll feel like they've dried out a little bit. If you're using a dehydrator like I have, and I think I picked mine up on Amazon for maybe $30 or $40, it's really been worth it for as much as I use it. You're going to take it and go ahead and spread the kale out nice and flat, just one even sheet. Usually a head of kale takes me like 2 or 3 levels like this, which you just stick on the dehydrator, throw the lid on. I keep my temperature when I'm doing kale to about 115 degrees, just because over that a food no longer holds its raw value. So I like to keep it at 115. And on the dehydrator, I would say it probably takes 1.5 to 2 hours to totally go through the process and come out in a great, beautiful, crunchy chip. And I will post a picture on the blog of what they look like when they're done, as well as the recipe and all the steps. If you have questions, just get in touch with me and enjoy your kale chips.